Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I am Spence or Nix, whatever you decide to call me, just be nice about it. You are going to notice that there are a lot of changes to this YouTube channel, and I've got two very different offerings. I will have the Spence's Mass Effect tips, which is what we're going to go into today for Mass Effect 2. But I also have my tarot series, which I introduce myself as Nyx, which is my first name. Both of them are still very equally me. They're just two very different sides of me. So if you like and subscribe to this channel, I would appreciate it. If you're only here for the gaming stuff, I will have a playlist with all of the Mass Effect tutorials. And if you're only here for the tarot stuff or the art, I will have playlists for those as well. I thank you so much for being here. I never expected the reception that I've been getting with regards to the Mass Effect tutorials. For some reason, I haven't been getting the comments, so I'm going to be checking those more frequently if you have questions or comments. So thank you all so much for being here, and let's jump in. I'm not going to say it was Reapers, but it was Reapers. Welcome back to Spence's Mass Effect Tips. We are jumping into Mass Effect 2. Now, the game starts a few weeks after the end of Mass Effect 1, as you look for any last traces of Geth loyal to Saren, Sovereign, and the Reapers. Since there is a lot that has changed, I want to take a brief moment here to talk about what hasn't changed game-wise from Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 2. The names and types of classes available to Shepard have not changed, even though some of the abilities have. There are a ton of familiar faces, both on your crew and throughout the galaxy. So I will reiterate that you should talk to everyone that has a name that you come across, especially your crew. Talk to them multiple times. They may give you quests. And also, they'll just have fun backstory or universe updates. Directing your squad to take up positions, shooting, pulling up your power, and weapons wheel are all the same. You still have missions, which are your main quests, and your assignments, which are your side quests. Your reputation points are still Renegade and Paragon, and they are still moderated separately from each other. Other than that, there are significant changes, and we will go over them in the next few videos. I will try to keep these videos under 30 minutes, but as you may have noticed in the last series, keeping them short and covering one topic was extremely difficult. I can't even use the same format as the last game because there is so much to cover. So let's just jump right in with creating your Mass Effect 2 character. A new mission, a new life. The initial scenes in the first game are great. They're excellent exposition to set up the emotional investment of the second game. If you are importing your completed Mass Effect 1 playthrough, you will be joined on the Normandy during an explosive, chaotic ambush by your romantic interest from Mass Effect 1, or the squad mate that survived Vermeer. Very quickly, your Shepard is thrown into a drastically life-altering situation into the hands of the shadowy organization called Cerberus, who is investing in your resurrection. If you remember, Cerberus was the shadowy organization that we were finding that was doing experiments with husks and with Rachni, and they killed Admiral Kahoku. So this should set off alarm bells for you. Side note, when you are walking through the open space of the CIC, make sure you look up. The designers created a beautiful, absolutely stunning skyscape of open space for you to look at. So just don't ignore it and just go right for Joker. Joker will be fine as long as you get to him eventually. Once you go through this initial portion and Shepard is having their life flash before their eyes, you get the Mass Effect Genesis interactive comic. I love this, and I cannot recommend looking at it more. If you did not finish Mass Effect 1, or if you have not played it, or you want to revisit the highlights of your previous game, this comic is a great synopsis. It covers most of the major plot points and locations from the first game, and allows you to choose your romantic partner. Just side note, you don't have to have one, and other paramount choices that will affect the course of the upcoming game. You then are prompted to confirm your class and appearance. If you want to take a different class, you're able to do so. But if you'd rather stick with your original class, you can certainly do that as well. But you will see some new talents available to you. For a detailed breakdown of your pre-service history and your psychological profile and classes, make sure you check out Mass Effect 1 Episode 1. We're going to cover the powers that you will see on the start page, since you will have no clue what most of these might be, and the character creation screen does not give you any kind of description. I've broken down the powers into biotic, combat, tech, ammo, and passive. Biotic. Charge, available for the Vanguard. The character uses biotics to augment speed and strength, and charges across the battlefield towards a target. If the target is unshielded, they get shoved backward in addition to a massive amount of damage. It also allows you to quote-unquote phase through solid objects en route to your target. Pull, available to Adept and Vanguard. You start off with pull instead of lift, as a way to get your target out in the open. As Jacob and Scorpion from Mortal Kombat say, get over here. Singularity, available for Adept. Still the coolest of biotic abilities. Get little enemies out of their hiding spots and pick them off in a swirling mass of 0G. Shockwave, available for Adept and Vanguard. Send them flying with a Mass Effect field that rushes through the battlefield like a stone that skipped over a smooth pond. Throw, available to Adept and Sentinel. What can I say? Sometimes you just have to yeet the enemy. Warp, available for Adept and Sentinel. If they have armor, which is the yellow bar over their health, take it down with Warp. Unity, available for all. You get Unity right away in this game. Unlike in Mass Effect 1, you are using Unity to heal yourself and your squad, plus reviving your squad members. Combat abilities. Both of these abilities that are listed as combat are available for soldiers. Adrenaline Rush provides a limited duration damage boost to weapons, which is accompanied by a time-slowing effect, making it easier to line up shots if your character is the soldier. Concussive Shot. Your weapon fires a single high-powered round that damages a target and can stun it for a few seconds. Tech abilities. AI hacking, available for Engineer and Infiltrator. Similar to Mass Effect 1, you take control of a synthetic enemy and have it attack its friends. Just make sure you are not the only one it sees. Cryoblast, Engineers and Sentinels. Your Omni tool fires a mass AoE of supercooled subatomic particles capable of snap-freezing impacted targets. Combat Drone, available for Engineers. You spawn a tech drone that draws enemy fire. The drone can electrically stun targets briefly and damage their shields. Only one drone can be active at a time per engineer in your squad. Incinerate, available to Engineers and Infiltrators. This explosive plasma blast inflicts damage over time to all nearby enemies and permanently stops their health from regenerating. This is very effective against armor, and it's also great against explosive canisters. Overload, available for engineers and sentinels. You fire an electromagnetic pulse that inflicts massive damage to shields. So Overload is great for mechs and also for explosive canisters. Tactical Cloak, available for infiltrators. When activated, it instantly renders the infiltrator invisible to all enemies and grants a damage bonus to all weapons. However, it halts health and shield regeneration, leaving the infiltrator vulnerable once the cloak wears off. Tech Armor, available for sentinels. This power generates an energy armor suit that boosts the user's shields, and when it's destroyed, sends out an energy pulse to shove enemies back. Ammo abilities. The ammo abilities take the place of ammo upgrades in Mass Effect 1, so you're able to use them at will instead of having to put a upgrade on your ammo on each specific weapon. They give your more combat-focused squad mates different ways to attack. Cryo ammo for Infiltrator, Soldier, and Vanguard. Your weapon is empowered and has a chance to freeze enemies without any special defenses for a short period of time, preventing them from moving. Frozen enemies are more susceptible to damage and can even be shattered for an instant kill. It is also worth noting that husks are instantly killed once frozen. Disruptor ammo, available for infiltrators and soldiers. Your weapon is empowered by an electrical field that causes additional damage to shields. The ammo also deals increased damage to synthetic enemies and adds a chance to temporarily disable them. In addition, the ammo has a chance to overheat the enemy's weapons, thereby disabling them. Incendiary ammo, available for soldiers and vanguards. Your weapon causes fire damage to enemies, burning through armor and setting them on fire. This stops health regeneration on veteran and nightmare difficulties, and can cause unprotected sentient organic enemies to panic. Passive abilities. These are listed in their own row. Do not ignore the passive abilities. They increase your health, reduce your power cooldown time, and increase your Paragon and Renegade reputations. Tech Mastery reduces the cost of research projects, which will be its own separate episode. Operative increases sniper slowdown rate and duration. So if you're lighting up your shot with your sniper rifle, specifically for infiltrators, you get a time shift where everything kind of slows down. So the operative passive ability increases that amount of time, giving you more time to line up your shot and not waste ammo. Combat Mastery, increased storm speed. Don't forget your squad mates' passive abilities, as it will make them much hardier and more effective in battle. After you've confirmed all of your options, you will see a really detailed cutscene of how you get brought back to life, which I've been showing you throughout this video. You should be able to get through the rest of your character creation and the first mission from here. The tutorial is amazing. Don't worry, I'll be back with more videos regarding changes to armor, weapons, and combat. But if you have any questions in this video, leave them in the comments below. I will be checking them regularly. And if you want to get notified when I post another Mass Effect Tips video, hit the notification button. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Spence's Mass Effect Tips. I'll catch you next time, Celestial Beings.
Wake up, Commander. Shepard, do you hear me? Get out of that bed now. This facility is under attack. Shepard, your scars aren't healed, but I need you to get moving. This facility is under attack.